was streaming, start recording. I want the record so that we can figure out what my settings are at and if I need to put them up higher or not. Oh, that's right, we need to go that way. Ooh, robots. Wait, background sound, breach. Ooh, breach. Yes, and some rounds. I'm a genius. Yeah, you're probably not. Don't care, don't care. Yeah, they're only 28, don't care. Nope, nope, nope. Nothing important, but it's not ammo, so it doesn't count. Nothing important. Okay, let's go. Oh, kitchen. Huh, that's a quick way to the kitchen. Huh. What do you want? Yeah, well, it's not your share anymore. It's my share now. Read this. I actually wonder what that is. Sorry, we need. Don't need. Grab that. What do we got? Grab rounds, don't care about the gun. And hope no one gets motion sick from that. Let's do that very quickly now. Yeah, what do we got? Nothing. Not even worth my time. Okay, we need that. That gets us good stuff. Not even useful. Medium. Nothing. Sealed container, pill bottle. Nothing there. Yeah. We're done. That was a good, what, 20 seconds to a minute to clear that building. With that rifle, I think it's just potent power. So I see why people say that is like the best rifle to be using in this entire game. Is that particular one? Well, it's a heavy weapon, not a rifle, but still. Anyone else to bet? Radiation, yep, good, whatever. Oh, it's on the roof. I know where they are. It's a sniper right there. Aim to reload. Oh no. Sniper. Maybe this one's a sniper. I think one of these is a sniper. Where are you? There you go. Turret as well. Okay. This thing is just like brutal power. Like just unadulterated power. Oh, we need all of that. Yes. Mustn't forget this stuff again. There's always stuff up here. Do some more looting. Mouse. Oh, like these things are so loud in the background. We got that one to go. Okay, so I think that is basically the building cleared. And the rooftop cleared. Yep. And there's our little sniper friend. We got blasted from over there somewhere. Chunks. I wonder what chunks would actually taste like their food. I wonder what it would taste like. I wonder if it'd be any good or not. Nothing here. So we still need titanium though, if we want to do a clean run on this map. Nickel, which I kind of want to set up a nickel. Wait, I have a nickel to mine somewhere. Don't know where outpost. I have a nickel outpost somewhere. So we got H2O nickel. There we go. Yeah, so we did set one up here. What else? You got check inventory. Yep. Okay, so but to get the nickel, we need something else, and I can't be bothered to go get that right now. We do need copper. I'm pretty sure, actually. Pretty sure we need copper. FE, don't care. We got enough of that somewhere. Well, not enough, but we got plenty kicking about survey 86%. Yeah, so we have to go down onto the planet to get the rest of the survey, and that one. Do we need that anytime soon? I don't know. We have to place my microphone attached. Oh, my placement of my microphone. I think I have to get something with a bigger arm on that. Water safe. So I'd say that's probably grabbers 0.5 0.5 gravity. So it's half of Earth's gravity. So we got this puppy here, which we are still setting up, which is I didn't actually name it. Let's land over there. Oh no, wait, shit, wrong one. We need to go to the landing zone so we can land our thing on the landing pad. Wait, which landing pad was it? Was it the big one or the small one? The game to almost crash. There we go. CPU freak out. Why can't this game be a little bit more gentle on the PC? Okay, so this is just a microphone test, predominantly. I'm trying to figure out why my microphone sometimes records on video, sometimes it doesn't record.
This place might not look so awful.
And it may just be my background audio is a little bit too loud, so that my mumbling voice doesn't get heard. But yeah, so there is going to be a little bit of Starfield playthrough here. But predominantly this is just a setup to make sure my microphone is actually working and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty much just going to be a new style for me where I actually talk on these videos rather than point and click at things. Where's my open? That is very strange, but that's actually open. There's no atmosphere, and yet most airlocks are open. Go figure. Anywho, we need these boards. Let's go destroy some more things. We don't need the money anyway. But yeah, let's go destroy more things. Now where's my... I lost my landing pad. I keep losing it. I don't know if this one has a landing pad or not. Yep, it did. Oh, okay, that's where my ship was. Alright, cool. Yeah, this is pretty much what you're gonna hear from me, is just mumbles and rambles. I very rarely hold a conversation with anything or anyone, so talking to people isn't really my strong suit. Trying to find something to talk to in a video isn't really my strong suit either, so hope you can handle me just rambling and muttering about random things for no apparent reason. But yeah, so I uploaded a video the other day to YouTube doing a ship build, and all you could really hear was the main volume from the game. My voice was like mumbled in the background over, like the game sound was higher than my actual voice was. So now this is basically just a test to try and figure out what I need to do with the game sound to make my voice louder than the game sound, so that basically I can do commentary builds so people can understand what I'm doing when I'm doing it, rather than me doing this and that and pointing my mouse in random places to try and get my point across. Because there's nothing worse than trying to get your point across when you don't talk on your videos. So now it's basically just to try and get my videos to where I want them to be, so that both streaming on here and chucking stuff up onto YouTube will be good, colourful, to be worth watching basically, because I don't think people actually like watching my videos really. I probably don't like watching my own videos anyway, so never watched them, but they're probably not that very exciting with me just pointing my mouse trying to explain something without actually typing it out or saying it, so hopefully this makes it a little bit easier for everyone at home to follow with what I'm actually doing with my randomness that happens most days of the week when I basically diddle around with these sort of things. Let's go buy some chips. I just basically need a blueprint so I can go see what I can get out here and see if it's worth building ships out in the Chow something or other sector. I forget exactly where we are. It's a Tau something or other system. But every time you set up one of these landing pads with the shipyard, you can actually get different parts from, I think it's like the whole region, rather than having to go to a particular city or a particular shipyard. You can actually just set one of these up in that system and get everything. Because like if you were to say go to the region where Hoketown is, I'm pretty sure there's either a shipyard there or it's another settlement there, and they have different pieces that Hopetown do not have, and that can be annoying. So this way I'm hoping is the better way of doing this. And I've got some really cool storage pieces because I maxed out my character just for giggles. This one is currently level 101. I had to console command it in, but it's 101. And wonder if you could. Wonder how that would look as a actual cargo ship, like kind of like what you would imagine as a cargo ship would be if it was a boat. I wonder. Let's go find out. I also have to find out if it can actually hold the weight, because we have to move it from a B to a C grade. Because the B grade won't have the capacity that I need to be hauling everything I need it to be hauling. But yeah, so this is not your home ship. Yeah, I know this isn't my home ship. That is my home ship. Yeah, so that's the new cargo that I found recently. They're actually pretty cool. And then you can get ones that actually come underneath here as well that look pretty half decent. So you can set up like a proper cargo ship if you really want to. And like completely max it out. Kind of like, does this one have it? No, it's a ship shuttle. It's a Caravan 3, here we go. This is the one we want to upgrade. Ship builder. What are these? These are just caps. Okay, yeah, so let's leave these two in. All living, all in one. I may move that one from hull to the 2x1 squares and get something else in there. We'll move that out of the way for now. This is just to mess with it and see if it actually works or not. But so basically that is going to have to get upgraded. The reactor and the grab drive are both going to have to get upgraded. But in saying that, I could put them both there and then just move some stuff around. That even fits there. Yep, okay, so that fits there, so they have more storage. That doesn't need to be there anymore, and that doesn't need to be there. So we go with a C reactor. Yeah, so these things are chunky monkeys. They're a 2x2x2, I believe. I think it's 2x2x2. But yeah, basically they are huge. So normally they take up like that space is what they would take up. So like a 1x2, 1x1 by, yeah, I think it's a 1x1x2 is what that thing is rated as. Whereas these are just like 2x2x2. They're like huge pieces. Which is good because it's got the perfect amount of room right in there to put these in, which is good for me. So now we're gonna need grav drives. Yeah, so like they're not cheap either. Like 54,000 is kind of yikes, but I've got 60 grand there still. Oh wow, okay. So I'm gonna have to go get some more money. I just spent all my money on that ship. This is more just a test to see if it will actually work or not. Feeding cost, yeah, okay, so that's all good. Basically, as long as this doesn't say it's too heavy when I put this all back in, let's just click on all of that. Click on, well, okay, so it's not gonna let me group click. Okay, so we put these two back here. It should remove unattached modules. Okay, so something's unattached itself at some point, and now it's freaking out a little bit. Yeah, so that has backwards. Oh, that doesn't have backwards. Okay, so that's why it's freaking out, because this piece here is no longer connected to something. So we would have to somehow figure out where we're going to put that then. We could probably put it down here and move the HE tanks up. I'm pretty sure these have snap points all over the place. We can just put this in under there. Yep, there we go. Check flight, and now it just basically exceeds our thing. So now this is basically just a test, because I'll just console command more cache in if it works. Wonder if you could. You could probably put a side connector there. Where is the actual? Where's the connector for this thing? Is it underneath? No, that's companionway. Where is it? Doesn't seem to have. Oh, it's right there. Okay, so you got a docker up the front there. I wonder if you could put a docker right there, because that would be a cool little spot to have a docker, because then you go from the bridge straight to the docker, or down and next to the ship. I reckon that'd be a better way to do it. I just don't know if this system has a side docker or not. But yeah, so like you've got all these cargo, so you've got this cargo hold here, which is the one I've been using, but you do need certain things in there, so you do need Starship Design 1. And then you've got like this one, which is a different shape again. Oops, let's make sure that's around the right way. There we go. So depending on you, so if you've got more of a, so maybe if you were say using like these pieces here, oh no, does this place have? Yep, it has Demios. Okay, cool. Wrong one. No, don't cancel. These ones. If you were using, like, it is kind of closer, because if you were to put that next to this one, oh no, actually this one kind of matches that a little bit more, but I still haven't found anything that has like that shape on it. But yeah, so this is what I was talking about, like how I'm doing this with the mouse. If I don't have my voice playing, this means nothing to anyone, I would say, because it's just me having a spasm and moving my mouse in random spots. It doesn't explain itself, but like you can basically just like completely mess with stuff now. So like you could put this in behind there, it's pretty much covered up. If you were to say put this in behind here, it completely covers it pretty much. So you could have like these as the starting points. It almost covers it. It kind of doesn't cover it there, but you could have like some of these sitting here and then just like having that as the front piece rather than these little things. So instead of say that one, you have that there, turn this around. Oops, went too far. Where did I go? Where are we? That one. Okay, so if you say have like that one there, you can have like the Demios here goes straight onto a cargo hold, and then just have this as like a cargo hauler. I don't know if that would work though. Now to basically test it. Okay, yeah, so you could go straight underneath that, so you could build this into a proper cargo hauler. Which I think is what we're going to do. We're going to test this to see if we could build this into a complete cargo hauler. Because I reckon this would be a pretty good, actually. So we got too few landing gears. Yes, that works. Okay. Just means we have to add more landing gears in like here somewhere, which isn't too hard. Because you can get the hull ones. I don't know if we can get them in here though. Let's find out. Landing gears are gears. Yeah, so these ones, you can get these ones. And then you can basically just do this, bring it down a little bit, put that in there, and then basically, there we go, we only needed one. But I would basically copy that one when it wants to work again, and then I would do that just so it matches itself. And then that way you've got more landing gears there. I would probably put another set like here or here, probably underneath this one, though it's pretty close to that. So I'd probably put another set here just to really fortify that. But then you can get like these landing gears here. You can actually use that, or use this one's landing gears. I don't know if that is actually the same landing gear set. But yeah, basically you can get this set here. It's a tinier. Oh no, these are different. But yeah, so you can get like tiny ones like this that have landing gears in them as well. So you can just really mess with the landing gear system if you really need to. But so let's test out because it should just say I'm out of money. Yep, exceeds my cost. So let's copy this across. Let's see if we can completely turn this. No, there we go. Oh no, ships too few landing gears. Okay, so this would work. You could basically turn this into a complete hauler, where its primary goal is to go from one part of the system to another part of the system, or you could turn it into an outpost pickup thing. Like you go around to all your outposts, you pick up all the like all the materials and stuff like that, and then you deliver them to your main base, rather than using the automated system you can get. So yeah, you could cancel, yes. But yeah, so you could really turn that into an actual hauler, which is good to know. It's kind of weird though that there's like nothing supporting underneath here. It's just got this cowling here, which is connected to that, which is then connected to this. It's kind of weirdly designed. I personally would have put that in the ground, moved this back a little bit more if it was possible, or something like that. Like even put this underneath here and then moved this all back one more square so that you could put like some more storage in or something like that. Because you could have this over here, this underneath that piece, have this somewhere maybe over here because you'd have your bridge over here by then, and then you could have it like all connected, and you can basically have even more room for storage, which would actually look half decent. Like now it kind of looks like a cargo ship with all of that cowling up here. Kind of looks like a cargo ship. But let's do console commands once the game catches back up. Because I haven't played this for a little bit, it's going to do that again. Let's go through all my console commands. All my recent console commands, should I say? That one there. Yeah, so with this one here, a lot of people say that with this one here, it normally looks like that is normally how that looks. But I worked out, at least with Starfield, I don't know if this works for all the other Bethesda games, but with Starfield, that's all you need for the command. You don't need the 7 zeros beforehand, you just put it as that, and it will do this. Do that, and there we go, credits, 2 million credits. Or any number of credits that you want to give yourself, you can give yourself, but that's basically what you need to do. It's just player dot add item space F space and then the value that you want your credits to be, and you can just do it that way. And it was actually really cool that I found that out, because a lot of people are still saying, oh, you have to add the 7 zeros and then do it that way, and then I just found out that you don't need the 7 zeros, you just need the F, which means the F is the important part of that equation, which is kind of cool to know. So then it might work with other ones that Bethesda have put out before in the past, where you need like a whole pile of zeros and stuff like that. You may not need all those zeros. It may just come down to the fact that you just need the main part of it. Maybe, I don't know. Which ones are we using? Tayo. Do we have any Tayo here? But yes, this is why you come to one of these sorts of yards, because now I have access to like a gazillion of them. Don't choose these ones because I'm pretty sure these don't have base points, or at least the right amount that you would want, because like that one, maybe it does, I don't know. Let's find out. Let's just place that. Oh no, it does. Okay, so wait, is that a mid? Oh, that's why that's a mid, not a bottom. But yeah, we don't need that one. We need a workshop and a lab. We need workshop for upgrading weapons, because if you're gonna go cargo holder, why not? Mid, so we need science lab, because science lab looks better. What do we have? Living quarters, infirmary. Okay, so we have an infirmary, so we don't need a science lab. But I wonder if there's a living quarters 2x2 for Tayo. I wonder. Do we have any 2x2s for Tayo in general? 2x1s, 3x1s. My microphone is in the way, so I can't see most of my screen. 2x1. Okay, no, we don't by the looks of things. Okay, so delete this and put this back in. Let's go find that 2x2. Tayo. Where is it? 2x2. Here we go. Is there we have an all-in-one, which is 3 passenger slots. That one is 2 passenger slots, so that would actually work better if we put in the 2x2 as a all-in-one, because you get 3 out of that rather than the 2 that you get on that one. Granted, the mass is only by 2, but you're losing, what, 6 mass by deleting these 2 and just putting that 1 square in, which is good. And now to make this back into a cargo hauler, for no apparent reason, then why not? It's pretty much my thing right now. I'm just building stuff because I can build stuff. It's also more to see if it works or not in future referencing. Because if it actually works, I might as well build it. If it doesn't work, then there's no point in building this. So basically, oops, no, it stays there. That over there, put that in there, that one, below. Actually, that might, wait, how does that work? Having that cross brace there allows you to put all the way down in there. Huh. I might also mess with another engine in here. Put another engine in here. I might take these off and just put another engine in here just to really boost up the engine, because we're gonna. Oh, actually no, we can't, because that's where the 2x2s are gonna go. So we have no room in there. Oops. That was control. That was the wrong button. There we go. Now it's good to go. So now we have to put in a grab drive and a what should we call them? Hey, can I put it in? Yeah, okay, so we can put it in there. That's good to know. So we need a grab drive, and we need, probably went past it because I wasn't paying attention. Reactor. There we go. So like these ones are good ones for a B class. And then once you go into C class, that's where you really, like, granted my character also has a lot of the skills, a lot of the important skills maxed out, so my shields or my reactor and stuff are going to have a lot more power to them than they would normally have to them, but still you can really max this stuff out. Okay, so now let's turn this into a complete hauler. Okay, we got two all-in-one. So we've got 6 passenger slots on this puppy, which is, I think, is what that is about. And then we got 6 crew stations up there. So basically we can have a full crew, and we can have everything else. Are they auto? Yeah, they are. Okay. I love auto turrets. Auto turrets are really cool, but sometimes it's better not to have 2 different types of auto turrets and just have one auto turret type. It's like this thing here is doing more damage. Hull damage is 64, whereas this thing's hull damage is 22, almost 23. That's doing 20.01. That's doing more for shield damage, but the hull damage will affect the shield damage as well. If you've got raw unadulterated power, like that thing there's got a hull damage of 9.9, that will still punch through shields. If it's got like a really high hull damage and a really low shield damage, it'll still punch the shields. It's just not designed to punch shields, but it'll still punch shields. But yeah, it's a weird mechanic. That the whole weapon system in this game is a really weird mechanic to try and wrap your head around the first time you play it. Once you play it for a few hours at a time, then you slowly understand the mechanics. Like, there are some mechanics in this game that are bonkersly weird in comparison to, say, like Fallout or something like that. Like Fallout mechanics, and then you go to this mechanics, and it's just like really weird. Wrong button. Control, and then we go control, and then we go control G. There we go. Now we got the whole lot. Now we just need to find something for the front here that will match these, but still look nice. And what are we doing? Landing gears, okay. So we can put some landing gears underneath this. So I think we're gonna need 4 sets of landing gears, which will be up the front here basically. So we'll have 2 sets here, and then 2 there, and then we'll probably have a set back here. Maybe here. Maybe we might need to put them underneath this one, which will put them really close to that, but I think that's where we're going to have to put them, just to try and balance out this load a bit. And the mobility is horrid right now. Absolutely horrid. There's nothing we can do about that, though. They run 22. I think we've got some engines that actually run harder than that. Engines, see. Yes, and Supernovas run 25. But I think Supernovas only. Okay, so what have we got? So they're a 22 with a 4500 maneuver. They're 25. Yeah, so these are better. They got better maneuvering power as well as better thrusting power. So we'll get rid of that one, and we'll put another one of these in, and that will make it. There you go, mobility of 11. So yeah, we got a little bit better mobility. So we could probably put another engine out here just to really mess with everything. Which is also why we could probably widen this back a little bit more. Which we might actually do that. We might widen this back to like say there, we can then do that. If we then grab all of that, move that over. Oh, this doesn't have a side attach. Oh, that's going to be annoying. It doesn't have a side attach. How is this going to work? Because it needs to attach. This will need to attach to that. This will hold this, I think. If we put this in the right place, that should hold that. This won't attach to that right now until we put another piece in here, or we put something underneath it, which actually we can do that by doing that. Grab that, put that there, grab all of that, put that in place, and then we do much the same over here basically, and grab all of them, move them out of the way, grab another one of these, move this on top of that. Actually, I might put both fuel tanks out there, bring this in, I can click on it, thank you, okay, bring that into there, bring that there, bring that one there, then we have all our fuel tanks in place. Then we can put the engine, no, engine has to go on that one. Grab that, move that over there. We will put this engine, or another one of these engines over here as well. What are we now? Are we ship unattached modules? So something here hasn't attached to something else. That one. That's what it is. Okay, so we will have to do that. We'll have to put fuel tanks in there, because that's attached there. We'll have to put something here to attach that to it, because or else it won't attach. So that's got a top attach, which makes me think it's got a bottom attachment. Yeah, it does. Okay, so we could instead then just have these pieces all the way through rather than having one of these braces, which might have to work that way. We might have to just do that, and then maybe, oh no, that would look weird because it doesn't look like it's being attached. So yeah, no. Let's go that, copy, thank you. And then we can put that in place there. No, wait. This goes over here. This one goes in there. That goes on top. That goes on top. This goes over here. Probably too high. Nope, that's in the right place. Okay, so they all go in place. Now, if we do this, is something still? Yeah, something's still up. Wait, look. What's an unattached? Okay, there we go. So everything's attached now. So we can probably do this, and yeah, there we go. That looks kind of okay, but we kind of don't need it like that because we need to take that one and that one out because we're going to put engines right there just to really mess with the thrust of this thing. I wonder if we could put one more engine underneath that. Yes. No. So yeah, we can't do that. Yeah, basically this is my thought process that happens when I build something. I basically have a real big thought process going through my brain to try and understand what I can and can't do with the ship, and then once I figured out what I can and can't do with the ship, basically what I want to do with the ship. Which is pretty much why I'm thinking we're gonna put something of the same size as a 2x2 basically, so that's probably going to be a few of these things get put into place so that we can have like quite a bit of braking power, because this puppy is heavy right now. She is really heavy, so it's pretty much going to probably be in our best interest to put a lot of braking thrust on her, especially with those 4 behemoth engines back there that are pushing power out, like 25,000 each. There's a little over, what, 120 102, maybe 103,000 thrust, which is a lot of power. That, and it's also pushing 3838 worth of mass through space, so it's like really having to work to try and push us through space. Actually, I thought of a better idea. Instead of these, well, those are going to go on, but these pieces here, these tanks, I think we can probably change them out to a different tank. There is another tank that I kind of thought about this in here. I thought about playing with this tank because it doesn't have any front attachments, which is the only unfortunate part, but once you put one down, the other will attach to it, and so now it's basically, oh no, now we can't put these in. But I think we can work around them, because they kind of looked weird just being there. Now it kind of looks really weird. They kind of look like they're floating a little bit, especially when you look underneath the back there, it looks like they're floating. But I think that would work. Do that. We have to put nose caps on here, and then we have to put thrust on 2 of those 3, because putting thrust on 3 of 3 probably would be a little bit too much thrust. Oh, that's why they're not both Deimos, so that's gonna look weird. So let's just do that, because you're not gonna see the rest of this anytime soon. Or we do this. That over there, bring that one up. When it reconnects, come on, up. Oh, fine, we'll do it the hard way. Bring that over there, grab that into place, there we go. Now they match. Now they actually match, and they look good. So let's put some backwards thrust on there by going into structural, Deimos. And we'll basically put it on the, okay, it might be on the top and the bottom one then, because that window will get in the way of the thruster. Yep, okay, so that's how we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to do it like that, because that window otherwise is gonna get in the way of the thruster. We could put like another thruster up here, but it doesn't look like these would be fuel tanks. So it kind of like makes you kind of question like, where would your fuel be coming from? They're not obviously not coming from a cargo hold, and these things are heavy, like massive 200 but cargo of 950. Like they are some of the heaviest ones you can get. So let's go figure out which one of these we're going to use, just because not too many of these actually look good. Probably could do that actually. Oh no, that's one of them. Okay, so no, we're not going to be using them. What about the Nova Cowling? It doesn't look half bad, and then you can basically put 2 more weapons up here, so you can basically copy, maybe? Okay, they don't have that laser here. So you'd basically go figure out, like, try and get another one of these sorts of lasers, and then just put 4 of them across here. Or even have that attached to, have to put the, what do you call it? It's up here. That thing. You'd have to put one of them in. Or go get, hopefully that background sound isn't too loud. I just don't want to shut my door because it's kind of warm in here today. But maybe, just maybe, you could. I really hate having noisy neighbors. These. You could have one of these maybe. Like up here type thing, and you could basically put a turret on top of that, like that, which actually kind of looks a little bit better. It feels better than having it right there on landing gear. A landing gear that looks like it has a fuel tank in it, so having a turret. Oh fuck, that was loud. Oh wow, that scared the bejeebus out of me. So noise neighbors. Okay, so if we put this here, hit Z, there we go. Okay, well that recording that I have on my side won't be going up unless I mute that one word. Because I don't think YouTube is gonna like me swearing on the video, even at 45 minutes. I really don't think they're gonna like it very much. But yeah, so like if you do that and have like a wing here, later on when you go to what's that place called? Or even if you go into the pirates sector, you can get scanner things like basically blockers that will block your scanning happening, so that you can run with like bad cargo and stuff like that. I forget the cargo's name right now off the top of my head, just because I don't usually have too much of it. But you can contraband. There we go. You can run contraband through then. If you have shielded cargo and the specific blockers, you can actually, or jammers, you can run cargo that you shouldn't be running through normal space, which I want to do. I haven't done the Pirates quest line yet. I've had it for a while, just not done it yet. But yeah, so like you got all these docks and stuff like that. So you got port, you got four, you've got tops. Tops annoy me. Tops aren't my friend. I like the bottom and the four, I believe it is. Or is it the port? It's one of these two. I think it's, yes, I think it is the four and not the port, because I'm pretty sure port is that side. Yeah, port's that side. So port is left hand side. So the four one comes out the nose. So if you're building, say, like uneven build, so like 3, 5, 7 type build, like wide-wise, you can have that dead center underneath the cockpit. So if you have, say, a 3-wide cockpit, you can have a nose gear rather than having to have like a top dock or a bottom dock or a side dock or something like that. Side docks just look weird, especially if you're trying to make it look symmetrical and stuff like that. It always looks weird having one of them sticking out the side of your ship. That and like some of these look like they're compartments and stuff like that. So if you had maybe like if you had one of these as a side point and then you had the port dock on the other side looking exactly like it, which I think is that one, then you could possibly make it look a little bit more unison, but otherwise it's not going to look very unison. I can't get them here. Okay, so I think it might be, I think it's Titan, so Solar System. I think Mars sells the 3 by, well, you can get ones that have 3 attachment points, and you can get one that has 6 attachment points. The one that has 6 attachment points has 2 levels that you can build into your build. So if you set all your, if you set all these up in the right order, you can have it so that there's no ladders anywhere within the entire system. The only set of inverted commas ladders will be the staircases in the cockpit, and it actually looks and feels a little bit better that way. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for gears. Yeah, so you can basically have like a really nice looking build where everything is clean lined and stuff like that, and I kind of like the clean lines. It may just be some sort of like an OCD type effect going on with my brain, but it still looks really nice when you have like everything clean lined, like everything is unison and stuff like that. It looks really nice. But yeah, it's probably just my brain having a connection bits. But yeah, so you can do this, and then you do that one, and apparently still too few landing gears. Oh wow. Okay, so we're gonna have to do that and copy that again. What about now? There we go. Now we're normalized. Okay, we only need 1 gear, because this is not in far enough. I really don't like this part here. that whole movement is really takes a bit of getting used to, especially when you're trying to snap things into like 1,000 snap points. There we go. So it needs, if you're going to do this to your cargo ship like I've done, it needs an extra 6 landing gears, which actually, in saying that, I can move these ones forward, and now we've got the loading bays nice and clear, and then it's basically just landing gear. It's basically landing gears all up the front, which will actually look really nice on takeoff because you'll see all of this light up, you'll see this light up, you'll see these back ones here light up, and then you'll see the big behemoth engines kicking in. But yeah, that's a pretty nice little upgrade, because that was a B grade hauler, I think it was, I don't know. It was a B grade something called rather, but let's go find weapons and go mess with these weapons, because I don't like having 3 sets of weapons. I like having 2 sets of weapons so you can put them on weapon 0 and weapon 1. Because weapon 2, I think, is G key. Yeah, weapon 2 is the G key to initiate that, so having to hit the G key every time you want to hit weapon 2 is kind of annoying, so it's easier if you just have weapon 0 and 1. Weapon 0 is left click, weapon 1 is right click, and so you can basically just hold down right click and left click and just completely mess things up, especially if you have, where are they, these things. These things are really fun to play with. The blaze ones are really fun to play with. These things light things up. So that's a 9.9 with a 33. Yes, okay, yeah, so there we go. It's a 14 with a 46. That has a fire rate of 5, that has a rate of 1.5, but it's that added damage. Like, it's a 9.9 versus a 14 for hull, and then it's a 33 versus a 46 for shield damage. And then that's 4 max power, whereas that's only 3 max power, so you don't have to use 1 extra power, but you then get an extra 3 to hull, which is a good thing. Like, that's a really good trade-off. Like, you're losing fire rate to get range, hull damage, shield damage, and max power. Or max power and hull, sorry. So you're basically gaining everything good and losing some firepower. That's it. Like, you lose a little bit of fire rate, sorry, and that's it. But these ones will sit up there. So now you can make it look a little nicer. Now it looks a little bit more clean and stuff like that, because what are these? Auto neutrons. I don't think we would go with auto neutrons, especially because they're not centered. So not having them centered is going to bug my brain. And we've gotten rid of them, which is good, because we don't want weapons, weapon 2 as well, because weapon 2 is just going to be icky. So let's go Control G and just copy this across all of these, because we've removed some weapons. We can basically have them there, and we could possibly, no, okay. Yeah, no, we can't put these anywhere else. So we'll just cancel that weapon build. Like, you could put 1 more of these up here, or 2 more of these up here. What are these? These are max power of 4. Yeah, so you probably put a couple more of these puppies up here. Control G, not Control T. No, there we go. That's too much now. Yeah, too much. So yeah, you can put like 1 here. I would personally point them that way rather than side on, because if you have them side on, they only fire to the side. Whereas if you put them that way, they will do an almost 360. So I think we'll get rid of that one. Yep, there we go. We're back to our. Oops. Oh wow, that one moves weirdly. It goes like that way, and then that way, and then it comes to forward. It doesn't do a full rotation, which is weird. So let's go see how this thing. Oops, wrong key. See weapons unassigned, and we will make that. Blaze turrets. Shield is okay. Where is my shield actually? Oh, that's my shield generator there. Oh, that's a weird looking shield generator. If you with shield generators, if you get, I think it's level 5 and level 6. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But if you get I know if you get level 6, you can get these ones. It may just be past the Vanguard questline at the very start of the game. So when you first go to New Atlantis, go straight into the mass building or whatever it's called, Mist or Mass or whatever that building is, where you'll eventually go if you follow the storyline. Go in there and do the Vanguard quest. It's a really easy quest. It's basically just jump in a fighting simulator, and it'll basically get you to fight a whole pile of pirate ships, fight as far as you can. Note to the warning, I would suggest crank out your shield and weapons and leave your engine down at like 2, because you're not generally going to need your engine in a dogfight. You're going to need higher shield and higher damage, so max out your weapons, because you get given 2 weapons, and then max out your shield, so you can take a lot more damage before your shield drops. And you can occasionally, if you're good enough, or lucky enough in my case, you can get to tier 6, and then when you get to tier 6, wait for the cutscene, because the cutscene is best. Do not skip that cutscene when you go back to talk to the main dude. It is the best conversation in the world. If you have no plan on ever doing that though, jump on my YouTube, so basically my name on YouTube. There's a video up there I released of what he says to you when you hit tier 6. It is like hilarious. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm gonna do to this thing. It's got a bit more of a mobility at least. It carries a butt ton. Like, this thing carries, I'm pretty sure, more than my current ship carries. Oh, look at that. We got unique modules. So my current ship holds 7-9. This holds 14. What's the difference? So this thing's got 1100 fuel, mine's got 300, so mine's got a limitation on fuel. But then also this is more designed around people than it is actual hauling. But yeah, so you got your C-class pieces here. It's only got 2 engines because I haven't, 3 engines, sorry. I haven't actually been bothered to take these out yet. Let's see if we can take them out. And because we're over here, what are my issues? Okay, so something's unattached. Unattached modules, yep, okay. Landing bay needs, okay, what? Okay, so let's just cancel this real quick. When I go back in, it keeps giving me these 2 errors. Ship has unattached modules, which is strange, because it let me build it in the first place. And then landing bay needs to be connected to the cockpit, which is strange, because like landing bay is there, which then goes up into that one there, which goes up into this one here, which goes straight into that one. So, for some reason, one of these along here somewhere have detached, but nothing has detached, everything is in place, and it's given me that weird landing bay needs to be connected to the cockpit, but it is connected to the cockpit, and it's really strange and weird about that one. Oh, that's right, that's what I was going to do with this, but we don't have I don't think we have the attach points here in structurals. You can get attach points. Oh, there we go. Equipment pads, cool, you can get them here. Okay, so let's hit Control Z. Just make sure nothing is down that shouldn't be down. Let's grab equipment pads. Now, put these over here. You can then copy paste them over there. Basically, I can now do this and grab these out of here and put them up there, because that's what I was originally going to do. But in the star yard that I built, not star yard, in the shipyard, what are you going to call it, like city that I built this in, because I originally built this in New Atlantis, which is why it's got like a lot of Deimos and stuff parts on it, and it's got like a lot of these things on it, and not the other style engines, which actually I might put on here. Do we have room here? No, we don't have room there, so I would have to put an engine that has a side mount on it, or another Deimos, like Deimos hull, in there, or we just move our fuel tanks back. Actually, yeah, let's just do that. Let's move our fuel tanks back, and then we go into gears, and basically grab these gears out, the middle ones, sorry, yeah, these ones. You grab the middle ones out, put them down there, you pull that off, because I was going to mess with something later. But basically you put that down there, don't have anything directly above this, because nothing will work. I think this will go in there, if it will let me grab it. Okay, so yeah, so that will go in, and then basically you put like a weapon on there. There's no point. Oh, actually, wait, we can grab that front one and put that one as a front one. Let's put that one as a front one, just to make it look a little bit nice. It's probably still gonna freak out. Yeah, so I think we'll just have to rebuild this from scratch. But yeah, that's basically what I was gonna do, was basically put the side landing pieces in. Keep these ones here, because hell, they look really nice there, but then I was gonna put the side landers in here. Because having, like, yeah, it looks nice like this, and I was going to eventually have a nose dock here, but for some reason things aren't working, so unfortunately I can't really do anything about it right now. I think we're going to go back to our Caravan 3, which we're just going to call the Hauler, or our cargo ship. Actually, we might call it cargo ship. So to rename things, go into build, go into here, and then it gives you the rename option, and then basically you can rename your ships and go, why did that not work? Oh, that's why, because I didn't click in there. Oh, that's right, I have to also click G, rename, and then go cargo ship. Not very interesting name, like it's not like a really classy name or anything like that, but hey, I'm calling it cargo ship because that's what it is. It is a cargo ship. It's also a people hauler, but it is like primarily a cargo ship. That's what its primary job is to do, is to haul all of my resources eventually, even though I've got like 15,000 carry weight. Its primary use for, say, if someone else was to build this that doesn't have console commands loaded in and stuff like that, would basically be to do that. To have it as a quote-unquote cargo ship, where they can haul everything back from some point across the galaxy, or every point across the galaxy, because this thing has pretty good range on it. Hull of 1100, fuel of 1100, so you've got pretty good haulage as far as like how far you can go. Jump range is 28 light years, so that's most of the way across the galaxy, I think. Let's find out. Home ship that. Let's watch this thing come down. I currently got a few people in there that aren't normally in there. Holy, that is a behemoth. Now I have to remember how to get into this puppy. That's right, back here. Yeah, this thing is a behemoth of a ship. Don't mind the game freaking out. This is just what Starfield does on most people's PCs, I've heard. Unless you're running like real top-end like gaming PC, it's apparently not the best. It stutters and stuff like that. Like that's my CPU freaking out right now. My RAM usually runs at like 60% or something like that when trying to run this game. Well, I have 60% usage from Starfield at least, but it's usually in like the 80% region because I have a few things loading in the background. But put your gun away because for some reason there's that weird glitch, and then you have all those weird glitching things. So basically, that's where you would load into. You would load into this. You then have this over here, which is another, I think, yeah, that's another one basically, which is actually going to the front.
I've got something with your name on it, boss.
I don't care. Shush. I really don't like Heller. I'm gonna put him on a outpost, and I'm just gonna leave him there and never talk to him again. Just because I do not like Heller. But there's a quest that you can go get Heller from. If you follow, I think it's the storyline, you eventually find him. I can't remember, but so his storyline, he's not going to be here forever, probably, but he's only on here because of storyline.
So, Sam, have you given any thought to what I asked regarding Cora?
Oh yeah, Cora is his daughter. Is Sam's daughter.
Keeping her in the lodge like a prisoner instead of letting her roam free? The answer's still no.
You know
So,
I didn't mean it that way.
let's see how this thing runs and feels. Yeah, so look at all those landing gears. That is some upwards thrust. And then, the four big behemoths.
We both want the same thing,
That
Sam.
actually looks pretty cool.
We want her
Watching
to
that
remain
haul
safe.
off.
Orbital insertion complete. You may now move.
There we go.
The only way I can be sure Cora's gonna be safe is if she stays with me.
Damn it, I'm gonna hear that conversation. I don't want to hear that conversation. But yeah, so we're over here in the Talceti. There we go. That's where we are. So we've got this one here, which is our... Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to rename it. I'm pretty sure it's helium-3 and iron. Let's find out what's around us. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's helium-3 and iron, or it could be helium-3 and copper. I don't know. We would have to find out what we're actually mining, but this is because my surveying skills is up really high right now. I was surveying a lot of planets to try and push it up so that I can actually find these more rare nodes. Because like you find platinum from space now and palladium, or is it palladium or palladium? Might be palladium. Anywho, that's not really the importance here, but yeah. So I need a nickel mine eventually, because I really need nickel, but I don't want to put another outpost on this planet. I'd rather just go stick it somewhere else. Oh my god, my neighbors are annoyingly loud today. It's the only problem with living in an apartment building like this. Sometimes your neighbors are really annoyingly loud. But yeah, so this one here, let's rescan that. Are we even on the right planet? No, we're not. Where did we... Oh, it's over here. Talceti 8D, I think. So this one is water nickel. So that's what we got over here. Okay, so we do have a nickel mine. Okay, so we don't need to worry about nickel. Well, we don't have a nickel mine yet because we need titanium. What is it? Titanium and a few other things we need to be building that mine up. But basically, this is the furthest reach of the system. That one might be a little bit further. Oh no, that one there. Okay, so that one there, Alpha Andraste and Beta Andraste are probably the furthest reaches of this universe. And then you push all the way over here. This one looks like it's the furthest. So what's that? 4? Or Bora, I don't know. The H kind of throws it off. But it's level 75, so I probably wouldn't suggest go playing over here unless you're like really just stupid or you've got like something that really punches holes. Never go there until you're actually part of the Crimson Fleet, which, if you follow the storyline, with no spoilers alerted here, but if you follow the storyline to a certain point, you basically get an option. Well, there's two ways to do this. You can either go cause chaos in New Atlantis until you basically get caught by the guard. So you have to steal a lot of stuff. You have to do a lot of wrong stuff, basically. I won't spoil that. What happens after that? I won't spoil that for anyone. But you basically go steal a lot of stuff. Don't think you have to kill anyone. I think you just have to steal stuff and get caught stealing it. And eventually the guard will come around and pick you up and go, hey, you're wanted. And then basically you pay the bounty and give up your stolen goods, and then the Crimson Fleet or the Crimson Quest kicks in. So that's like the earliest you can do it. Or you follow the storyline to a certain point. I think it's like 4 or 5 missions in along the main storyline. And then basically you get this one. You get deep cover. Yeah, I think it's like 4 or 5 quests through the main story quest thing. So if you do it really quick, you can probably get it done in like an hour at most. And then basically you get deep cover to kick in, and once deep cover kicks in, basically it does exactly what the other side of that story, or the other way to get into this one, happens. And then basically you can go do it that way. And that's the only way you can safely navigate that region. Or else, the moment you go there, you automatically get lit up by like 10 or 15 pirate ships, and they're reasonably high level and they hurt. Last time I did that, I was like level 3 with minimal shielding, minimal weaponry, and I just got destroyed every time I went there and just had to reload an earlier save. But yeah, so basically that one will eventually come up, so you can do that one, and you can just go play in their space if you want to. I think that ship is over in the Sol system, I'm pretty sure. Map. Okay, let's go back. So I'm pretty sure it's in the Sol system. Sol. Yeah, here we go, Sol. I'm pretty sure it's over here somewhere. Deimos, Mars, nope, Phobes. Okay, so it's not in the Sol system. I know it's here somewhere, but basically these little symbols here are meant to mean shops. Either shops or they're places that you can go to, like actual landing points. So like this one here, like Homestead. So if you go to Homestead, you can get parts that only... Well, you can get passageways that connect 2 points together, so you don't have to build... Say you want to build a ship that's wide, and you want to put, say, fuel tanks in it. You could have like some of those big big helium tanks that I was playing with before. You could have some of those really big ones in between 2 hab sections, and then if you put the connectors in between them, you can have it so that they connect together. The only other place that I know of that you can get the same style of connectors is in Hopetown, I believe it's called, which is, if we go back out, is it Altair? I don't think it's Narion. I think it might be the Altair system. I can't remember if it's the Altair system. Nope, it's not the Altair system. It's not there. It's definitely not the Wolf system. But yeah, so if you got stolen goods and stuff like that you want to get rid of, well, if you've got contraband, don't do what I keep forgetting to do and go into, say, like Alpha Centauri, and go to New Atlantis, and then remember that you've got stolen goods on you or contraband on you, and then they start scanning, and then like, oh wait, we have contraband on us, and it's like, oh shite, we have to export out pretty quickly, and then basically you have to warp out, and the moment you warp out, you get a bounty on you. So then basically the moment you come back to UC's region, you basically have to pay a bounty, or if you've got access to, say, the other side of the map. These people, where are they? Nope. The new people. Yeah, Freestar. So if you go to like a Freestar Collective region, go find a bounty board, and the bounty board will allow you to wipe your bounty, or if you've got a bounty board at one of your outposts, you can wipe your bounty there for an extra fee, which is usually, I think, like 10% of what your bounty is. You pay as a premium for going to your outpost rather than going to one of the other boards. But yeah, so like with this one here, like how it's saying it's red, I just basically have to go to this system first, and then I can go to that system, because it won't let me travel from where I am currently to where I want to go. I have to go here and then to here to get to there, because I don't know that part of the pathway yet. But like there's one settlement here somewhere. I can't remember where it is. I think there's one settlement here somewhere. I don't know if it's still there, if it's been fixed or something, but there used to be a settlement that you could only get to via cracks. And it was annoying because you had to go into cracks to get to the settlement, or the area type thing. I don't know what you want to call these things. The system. But there was like one that you could only get to via going through cracks. I think it like sits down here, but it comes up later when you have a specific search quest. That's the only time it actually pops up. But New Hope is over here somewhere. I don't know where it is exactly. I can't remember off the top of my head. Is it in here? I don't know if we checked this one already. Yeah, we did check this one already. It's here somewhere. I know it is. It might even be here. No, that's Alkia City. That's doing that quest that I don't want to do right now. Nope. Maybe Namira? I don't know. I can never remember where it is. I'll find it eventually. But just look it up. Just look up. I think it's New Hope. I believe it's New Hope is the region, or is the town. It might be in Vega. I don't know. I can't remember. Nope, it's not Vega. It's on this side of the map. I know that much. It's on this side somewhere. I just can't remember exactly where in this side of the system it is. It's not Bernard Sarce. Don't go there. It's not Wolf, because Wolf is where the other thing is. Pretty sure it's not in Captain Star. It's not in any of these three. Pretty sure it's not down here. I'm pretty sure it's like this side of Seoul somewhere. I'm just not 100% sure where, because I don't go out here very often. Just because New Hope doesn't really have anything that I actually want. It could be Leviathan. Or here. Let's find out. What's here? Crimson Fleet, Spectre 3. Ooh, let's go mess that thing up. Let's jump there.
Sorry, sir. I'm not changing my mind.
That's the only downside to having people on your ship. They have conversations with each other. But yeah, so those big fuel tanks that you would have just seen, you can put them between habs, and then you can basically have like cross bridging between the two habs, so you can actually get to each hab. That way you can have like, say you want to do it as a 2x2 or a 2x3 in the dead center. I would probably only go like a 2x3 rather than a 3x2, because 3x2 is too wide. I'd go like a 2x3. There we go. Let's go light some things up. Go, they're gone. And also something about movement. When you're flying at max speed, you don't have to hit W. W will it will just automatically keep flying at top speed for you. So whatever speed you had it maxed out at, it will just keep flying at that speed. So you don't have to keep holding W to do things, which is good. Then basically do that and all gone. and I only lost a little bit of my shield, which is pretty good. Now let's find out what they've got. We need some more material. This is one good way of getting material is basically just hunt pirates and spacers. If you hunt the two of them, you can usually get some pretty good materials from them. Also, if you hit all these asteroids around you, you can get some pretty good material from them as well. Like you can get like a ton of water, you can get a ton of iron. I think I found like titanium. Yeah, there we go. We've got titanium from that thing at least. But I think I have found titanium in one of these asteroids at one point. I can't remember where, but there we go. Okay, one of my, which one is it? That one. Okay, so right click is the other turret, the auto turret. But let's find out what we get from this asteroid. And whilst we're doing that, we'll, oops, not do that, because if we do that too much, it will push it away from me. There we go, nickel and iron. Not massive amounts or anything, but hey, you're getting nickel and iron. It's quicker than running around on a planet looking for nickel and iron ore deposits. Like, there we go, 8 and 4. We got like 2 nickel before, I think it was. So like these are like nickel and iron deposits in these asteroids, which is actually pretty good. But like I've got the full turret up the front there, which is doing that damage. But like if you got rockets, you can get some really good damage really quickly. There we go, I just got iron out of that one. So it looks like iron is the main makeup of these asteroids here, but you can hit asteroids anywhere in the known systems, and you can just go get materials out of them. And sometimes, if you're lucky, or unlucky, depending on how you want to put it, you can actually get pirates to come in, or spacers to come in and start attacking you, because you're out there like making a lot of noise in a sense, by attacking the things, the asteroids. You can actually get pirates and spacers come out after you, which is actually really good fun. Especially in my case, I actually enjoy it when they come out after me, because then I can actually go hunt them and I can get better materials from them. But yeah, so like this here, so you turn, it will auto drop your speed. So how my speed is right now, I'm not touching anything to keep it there, and then I hit W and hold and release. It will hold that speed for me until I do that, and then it will basically lower the speed for me, and then once I go back into a straight mode, it will go back to full speed again, like top speed again. Let's find that current one. This one. No. There it is. Didn't get it in time. Okay, let's turn up some speed. Where did that one go? Or did I get it in time? Nope, there it is, right there. There we go, we got some gold. That's a little bit trickier to find sometimes. Now to raise my top speed again. Sometimes it's a little tricky to actually find the correct one that you're actually trying to tab through to, which is actually E. So if you spam E, it will eventually find what you're looking for. But 500 is that sweet happy spot. So roughly around the 500, you can start looting things from distance. So you don't have to get that close to anything. You can actually just hit it from distance, which is pretty good to know. Like I didn't know that until I was ramming around into things, and then I noticed at one point when I was at like 500 away, I could actually see that I was able to see what was inside of it, and then I did a little bit more experimenting and found out that it's around that 500 marker. Sometimes it's a little bit before, sometimes it's a little after. But it's around that 500 marker. Once you hit that 500 marker, it's pretty much where you can go to get what you're after. But yeah, so if you let's just cancel out first. Go into here. Ignore most of my skills, because most of my skills are maxed out. Like that one there is maxed out. But if you do scanning, yeah. So if you do scanning, over the course of time, so like you can detect uncommon, you can detect rare, you can detect exotic, and then you can detect unique. Unique are like the really, really high level stuff. I haven't found too many that are 4s. Most of them that you're looking for will be 3s. So what that means is, let's go back to the map. Let's go to a planet that has something on it. There we go, this one. So that one there is only a 2, so you need level 2 to find that material. Level 1 will get you these ones, so if you have no levels in scanning, you can find these no problem. So when we do R, nope, don't want it. Just want to scan it. So, argon. So you would see that, you would see the water, you would see the uranium, and nickel. Where's the nickel? Is that nickel there? No, that's cobalt, so too far in there. There we go. So you would see that nickel, you would see the argon up here, you would see the water, and you would see the uranium, but you wouldn't see the iridium, you wouldn't see the platinum or the cobalt with just basic leveling. So no point into scanning, and then the moment you put 1 point to scanning, you get these 3, and then you put 2 points in, you get those ones. And some of these planets, depending on where you are, let's find one. That's level 2, level 1. Maybe there's no level 3s and 4s here. I haven't found too many level 4s. Most of what I find is level 3 max. Okay, so there's nothing in this system by the looks of things, so let's go back to the Tau Ceti. We'll just look here, we won't actually go here. Come on, click on it, thank you. So there we go, so right there, with this one here, you've got Palladium or Palladium, that's a level 3, so once you hit level 3 in scanning, you can start scanning for it and it will actually show up on your map. But you need, basically, if you want to do like outposting, and that sort of stuff, and you want to go after the minerals themselves, because outposting can be lucrative. Like you can get some pretty good cash out of it if you do it correctly. There's also a way to speed up actual in-game time, because if you do this normally, just play normal time and sleep for say like a day or wait for a day in game time, you don't get very far. But then you go to one of the planets in the solar system, it's got a weird glitch. I don't know if it's ever going to be worked out, but there's like a time dilation type thing in there. I can't remember if it's Venus or Uranus. Might be Jupiter, I don't know, I can't remember which one it is. I know it's one of these in here. I don't think it's Neptune. Pretty sure it's not Mercury or Saturn, and I'm pretty sure it's not Pluto. I'm pretty sure it's one of these. I'm pretty sure it's either Venus or Uranus, Uranus, however you want to pronounce it. It's one of these, so it might be Venus that has this problem, but there is a time dilation type thing that basically 1 day is like 5 times or 10 times. So instead of sleeping for say 1 day, you sleep for 10 days worth of time in there. It's got a weird time dilation thing. It may be a glitch, it may be set in stone, there may be something with the main story quest line that actually explains why that happens. Not entirely sure what happens and why it happens. Oh god, loud noises outside again. I'm sorry about that. Not a great deal I can do about that one. That's what you get for living on the main road. But yeah, so it's one of these planets has a time dilation type effect where you sleep there or you wait there. 1 day worth of like in-game day is like 10 times the actual outside effect. So outside of that planet, you waited or slept for 10 days rather than just 1 day. Which is really good if you want to try and get more resources quicker, because if you're just playing normally and like one day in game is like what Oh no, actually it depends on where you are, I think. But for me, I've noticed it's probably about half an hour. Maybe it could be less, it could be more. I don't actually know the exact time length that a day in game is worth. But I've noticed about half an hour. I can go through a complete day cycle or day-night cycle. Pretty much anywhere in any system is about half an hour. So if you're exploring every single planet to try and get all resources done, all traits done. So okay, so I can't see anything on his. Let's go back to Tau City because Tau City has some of these opened. No, wrong one. Tau City is down further, is it? No, Irony. There you go, Tau City. So if we go back to Tau City and then we go here, there we go, traits. So those traits are just basically things you'll find on the map. They could be they're basically anomalies. So they could be anything from like a meteor has crashed in, which is I think a natural. You can get which one has it? I think it's one of the moons over here. I think it's Tau City, this one. Nope. Which one did I scan? I know I scanned one of these. I was playing somewhere, and I'm pretty sure I scanned out one of them. Actually, no, I think it... Was it this town? I don't know. One of these I was scanning and I was playing on, and I was running around looking for... Actually, it might not even be Tau City. It might be one of my other settlements. Could it be Narion? Or Narion? Where's my setup? Apparently it's here. No, it's not. Okay, so maybe oh, wrong symbol. I'm special today. I have to look for that symbol. So it might be this symbol. It might be down here. Might be this one. Yeah, there we go. So you can get like a gravitational anomaly. You can get meteors. So that gravitational one is a really cool one to look at. It's really cool to look at. But so you can get like different sorts of ones, depending on where you go. Sometimes they can be really cool. Sometimes they're really boring. Sometimes they're just plain right weird. Because I found some that are just like plain right weird, and I'm like, what did I just see? But yeah, so like these named systems usually have some pretty good stuff in them. So like crux, what are you gonna call it? And then you got Prima. Is it this one that has that? No. Okay, so it's further west. There's a place out here that has like a resort town in it, or a resort. You'll eventually find it if you go exploring out this side. And you can eventually come across a vessel that left Earth prior to the warp drive being invented. And you can go through like a little quest line with them. I won't spoil anything with that one, but it's actually a really fun quest line. It takes about half hour, maybe 45 minutes, depending on if you're slow like I am and you like stuffing around and just doing random things whilst you're doing things. But it's out here somewhere. It's out in this region of space. You can actually find the quest. You can't miss it. Like when you come in, you will see the ship. Like it will just be sitting there. So when you first come into the system, it'll just be sitting there. So like when we do this, when we go Cheyenne, we go here, and then we hit course, and then we go jump. So the moment you release out of your jump, also another cool little thing that I learned. I'll do it when we get there to show you. But you can actually travel within the system without having to bring up the map. You can also travel out of the system if you've got like a waypoint marker like that one was. So how it was telling me to go to this system, if you have it set up, so this one might be a monitored system. We'll find out in about a second or so. when the game actually loads. Sometime today would be good. I think it might be loading soon. Yeah, so this is what... Yeah, there we go, right there. So, how it's got that no contraband on ship and stuff like that. There are ways around that. So you can have shielded cargo plus the things that basically block it out. You can also go through skill trees. Somewhere in here. I think it's over here. I think one of these does it. I think one of these skills hides it. Can't remember, but I think one of these skills will partially hide it, give you a chance to hide it, and then also payloads. I think it's payloads, or it's one of these in here. I'm pretty sure there's a skill over here as well that allows you to chance that it will not be seen when you go through that scanning process. But basically it's like you shield it, you grab the blocking devices. I think it's Red Mile is the place you go to. I think that's what the place is called, is Red Mile. Don't hold me to that, but I think it's Red Mile. It's in one of those eastern systems. It's somewhat towards the center of the map, but it's like on the eastern side of the board. You go there and you can get shielded cargo. You can also go get the blocking devices that you put onto any of the connecting nodes, basically. So if you can connect a weapon there, you can connect one of those other pieces to it. And basically they, I think like 10% chance that it will not be detected, like something won't be detected. But for it to work, it has to be, like, contraband has to be in the shielded storage. If it is on your person, it will automatically get detected. Has to be in the shielded compartments. But I think there's a couple of skills. I remember reading somewhere in here. I think it might be scanning actually. No. Okay, so it's not sheet. I don't know where it is. It's one of these. Could be surveying. Nope. I was reading it before, but I wasn't paying attention to it. There's something in here. You can basically chance that they won't actually find any stuff on your ship, which is a good thing, because hey, you don't want to have to lose, say, like a couple 100,000 credits worth of stuff that you've either raided from pirates and spacers, or you've just found in cases and stuff like that, because occasionally you can just find cases out in the wild that has like contraband in them. So if you're gonna play a solo build, run that one. It is like the best. You really do some pretty good damage. You can pretty much one-tap anyone if you've got a strong enough rifle, or a strong enough weapon in general. You can pretty much just one-tap people. If you're doing like a full stealth run and stuff like that, you can just pretty much just like one-tap someone from like 100 meters away, 200 meters away, and just watch everyone around them going, what? Because there's other skills that will make people cower when you kill their friends or murk their friends, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I tend to just say murk because it's less likely to get someone hating you for it, or someone not agreeing you with what you say. Is it this one? No, that one's a different one. But I'm pretty sure there's a skill somewhere that it may actually just be a legendary effect on one of the weapons that I've had in the past. Then I had a weapon that had a effect where, yes, there we go, small chance to demoralize the target. You can get that one, but I think that one also works when you kill off one of their friends. you can get one that does everyone within a certain circle basically around that target, that it freaks everyone out and they just go into like freak out mode, and they run away from you. So you can get some pretty good weapons. Like, these things do some damage later on. Like, that one's only doing 26 because when I got it, it wasn't really worth getting it. But now, if I was to find one of these, it'd probably do like maybe like 40, 50 damage now. But this thing's like pretty much just one taps anyone. This is what I was using like very early. I don't know if you came in at the same time that I was playing with this thing in one of the areas, but this thing just one taps people, because all of those spots are a singular round, so a round will come out of every single one of them. And because it's a DU round, it's doing more damage and it just passes through armor and stuff like that. But you can get like weapons like this one doing 55 physical, and then it's doing 187 actual energy round, and energy round tends to do some more damage. These are okay rifles. I'm still not a big fan of these rifles, but they are an okay rifle. My favorite rifle right now is this one, the AA99. This thing, when you've got this built correctly, can really put some damage out there. Like, if you say suppress this single, so you have it semi-auto, fully suppressed with like a good scope on it, so you can sit really far back. You've got like AP rounds, which is in the magazine, I think. Yeah, I think it's in the magazine character. It's either that or it's a must. I don't know. It's one of these in here. Actually, we're on a ship right now, aren't we? Yes, we are. Okay, so let's jump out of this ship. I think we have. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we do. So we just have to go downstairs. Wait for the game.
It's always a good day when you come around.
To load, and then so that's. Is that Sam? No, that's not
Never
Sam.
mind.
That's Barrett. Where's Sam? There.
Thinking of
So
something
that's
else.
Sam. That's his
Yes,
daughter.
Captain.
She's really cool. I like her. Balls.
Jetpack damaged or something?
Forgot about that. I forgot there was a massive drop. Now we go all the way through here. Is it this one? It's this one, yeah. And then we got that one there. Here you go, weapons workbench. So if we go to weapons workbench, you can... What is going on outside? Wow, there are so many noises in space, it's weird. Okay, so let's go play with the advanced AA. Internal, there it is. So you run high powered for internal, it pushes up your physical really high. So like mine is 52 right now, I chuck that on, it'll go 60.8, which I think it does actually round it up occasionally, so it would be say 61 damage. Yeah, it is in here. So you can then put AP rounds on, so standard magazine is 52, and now it's 58. So you run AP plus the other round, the other piece that you get. It's probably going to cap past like 60. It's probably going to be like 65 or something like that damage. Then you add, say, a sneak to it, which is I think 5% bonus or 2% bonus. I can never remember. It may actually just be because I have no sneak skills on this character at least. But yeah, so you can get some pretty fun weapons. So this is the AA that I have. That scope has a effect on it where when you aim it at someone, it actually highlights that person. And then you have this thing here, which is a fully suppressed rifle. This one's actually really fun to play with. This one can get some pretty good damage if you can get it up there. You can get 100 plus on this thing. Like I think I've seen one at like 120-ish damage, and I had that on a sneak build, and it was doing like one tapping really high level people. That, and also I had my skills up. So if you're gonna do that, you go ballistics, sniper, sharpshooter, and cripple. Those three there are really good skills, and then you go ballistic. you could probably go rifle as well if you really want to, because you can unlock better. So rifle fires 30% faster. Yeah, whatever. There we go. 30% more damage. So you can get a 30% more damage on top of your ballistic. So ballistics do 30% more damage. So there's 60% more damage. Sniper. So sniper is a crit. 50% more scope damage. So if you were doing a scoped shot, there's 110% more damage right there. Sharpshooting. Range critical kills. Increase your critical. Okay, so that doesn't really matter much. So here we go. Increase all critical damage to enemies by 50%. So you get 110% damage boost plus a 50% critical. So that critical can really stack into it. I have to remember not to click that key all the time. Yeah, you can get some pretty good damage just with skills alone. And then yeah, you can really mess up people around you and stuff like that. What's this one do? Armor pen. Okay, so that one would be a good one if you're doing like a sniper build or any build. Actually, that one would probably be really good because you can get yeah. So enemy armor is reduced by 25% for 6 seconds after a crit hit, and most of the times you can get crit hits if you're aiming for specific spots like head, stuff like that. You can usually get some pretty good crit hits. So you could basically ignore 50% straight away just by using this skill, and then it decreases, I'm going to assume it decreases by 25% on top of that, so you're already decreasing that, so it's going to be roughly, I would assume these two numbers stack, and if they do stack, then it would be about a 70-ish%, because that's ignoring 50% of target armor, straight up, and then this is decreasing the armor by 50%, so, or 25%, so with 100%, it's basically a 75% of actual armor, so 75% divided by 2 is added 35%, I think it is. So, or 38% or something weird like that. What's it? 75 is 34, roughly. Or is it 32? No, it's 32.5. So yes, it's rough. It'd be a little bit more than 75% basically. So you're looking closer to say 80%, ignoring armor basically, with it ranked out to T4 or rank 4. So you could really get some beast shots in there. But then if you're, say, doing what I'm doing and doing, say, a outpost run, which is actually what I plan on doing, so this, I CC'd all this in at the start of the game, but so now everything produces twice as fast. So if you don't have this ranked out, you're doing it at slow speeds. I noticed my HE3 was coming out like one every like 3 or 4 minutes. And that was just off of one miner. So if you have, say, like 6 miners, you could get some HE3 pretty quickly, or helium gas, basically, as it's actually named in here. Helium HE3 is just its makeup name, or not makeup name. It's, I forget what that thing's called. Kind of like the whole like AG is gold, AU is silver. No, AU is gold, AG is silver. CO is cobalt. U, I believe, is uranium. W is tungsten. TI is titanium. CI is... No, CL, sorry, is chlorine. I don't know if it's CI or CL. is chlorine. And then Cu is copper. And then you got a whole pile of other letters as well. But it's basically like the scientific name for it is those letters. Or sign. Periodic table or something. Yeah, that's it. The periodic table. There we go. That's it. It's its periodic number. There we go. Brain registered words. But yeah, so you do that one. If you're doing outposts, do it this way. I don't know what these skills actually entail because I maxed it out instantly, so I have no clue what these actually entail. But basically, you do that one if you're doing outposts. Like leadership, I think, is also one you would do. Is it leadership? Nope. Okay, so it's not leadership. Social, if you want a crew. So if you want crew members on your ship, do ship command. Manipulation looks like a good one. If it's the one I think it is. Yeah, manipulation looks like a good one, but that would only work if you were trying to do like a social playthrough where you try and talk everyone out of fights and stuff like that, or you instigate fights between other people. So if you were doing like a complete social playthrough where you're not firing a weapon where possible or at all. So if you're trying to do like a what are those playthroughs called? The ones where you basically do it without kills. That would be what you would go after. You would go after this as quick as possible. Which, warning you, that's not hard. That's not easy because to get these, like I've got 6 points in that one. I've got a point there. I've got a point there. I've got a point there, a point there, and that opened up this area to get me a point there and a point there. I've still got to spend another 2 points to get this line open, and then I got to spend another 6 points to get that one open. So I got to spend like 8 points just to get this one open, this line open. So if you were trying to do one level into manipulation, you're gonna need, I think, like 15, 20 levels roughly just to get your first level in manipulation. So I wouldn't hold that as a first go, unless you just basically focus on outposting, running around planets, collecting materials, and running away from every fight. Because if you're trying to do a complete no-kill playthrough, I know it can happen in this game. It can happen in Fallout. Because you can get around that game very quickly. You can use glitches and stuff like that to get around the whole like no-kill runs and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's probably not worth doing that because it looks useful, but it kind of looks like a annoying skill to try and rank up. It really does not look like a fun one to try to be ranking up. But yeah, you can really mess with some stuff with your weapons. Like you can get some really good builds going. But yeah, so this is my little. That's my weapon section. This is my science wing. That is my nose cockpit, which is why I like putting the nose cockpit under the or my nose point. That's when you connect to stations and other ships. That's where you have to go to get out onto the other ship. If you don't hit X, I think it is. So if you don't hold X, you have to run through the ship and go there. But this is my science wing, which is where you get your pharmaceutical lab from. I don't know if you have to have just a science wing to get that, or if you can get that in first aid. I don't know if the first aid room has it as well, but I know with that one you have to do it. And then basically that's just people lab area. That one's just a random container, just because we have all of that on here. If we had this at the level of where these are attaching to, you wouldn't see anything out the window basically, so you'd never be able to use first person view. So you'd never be able to use this view because you would see the side of containers and that's it. at least this way you can see everything around you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think this is the one I hate, is this question, this quest. It doesn't take too long. This is a main story quest, by the way. So this one is a this basically you follow this main story quest and you eventually find out what actually happens at the end of the game and how you can get into like New Game Plus. But as I've seen from everyone that has ever done New Game Plus, they're advising everyone don't go near it. It's not worth it. And I would have to agree, like, I've never done New Game Plus, and just from all the downsides that they're showing, it looks like go New Game Plus when you've exhausted every avenue of this game. So once you've beaten the sandbox part of this game, go New Game Plus. Because by the time you've beaten the sandbox part of this game, you've beaten pretty much every quest that could be available. So there wouldn't really be much left to do besides build up stupidly big outposts and stuff like that, because by that time you would have like every material in like thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pieces of it. So you wouldn't really need any materials, you wouldn't need any weapons, because your weapons are like stupid OP anyway. There's a good chance you'd have like nothing but perfect legendary rolls and stuff like that on your armor and your weapons and stuff like that. So by that time you've probably spent like 150, 160 hours minimum in your game to get to that point. So it's probably easier just to go New Game Plus and go do New Game Plus side of things, which I won't spoil for anyone. I know what happens when you go New Game Plus, but if you want to know about New Game Plus, just look up what other YouTubers are saying, basically. Because there are quite a few out there. None off the top of my head that I can think of that have actually released it. But there are, like, I know of about 4 or 5 that are in my watch list normally that I go to for information about games. And they're all like, yeah, don't do new game.
Let's set it down.
Because people have actually spent like 100+ hours in the game. I think it's like Juicehead. I think his name is Juicehead or something like that. I think it's Juice something or rather. I can't remember his name off my top of my head. But he did a new game after like 100 hours or something like that.
Sarah.
And he was like, yeah, don't do it. I think it was him that was saying it. Someone that I watched was saying it, like, don't go new game, it's just not worth it. Which, hey, if people are saying don't go new game, then I'm probably not going to go new game.
I read your report. They sent thanks. Good job.
What?
Yes.
Who said good job?
Here, I have something for you.
I like Sarah. Sarah's cool. She's one of the less talkative, so far that I've found. She's one of the less talkative companions. She doesn't talk as much, which is a good thing, because having companions always chatting with you is kind of annoying. Especially when you're just trying to play the game, or you're trying to
picked it up on one of our latest planetary
listen to something.
I'm just pleased I get to utilize some of my old field collecting skills.
It can get really annoying.
It's been a while. Check back with me.
What did I get? Biosuppressant seed. Oh wow, I got something useless. Again. Oh Sam, that's right, yeah. Oh crap, that's right. What are you doing, you superhuman? I think she actually used a jetpack. Okay, let's put an actual save here. Where's my actual save? Right there. So, as you can kind of tell, I don't have any hours in this game to have a level 100 character, because if you have a level 100 character, you're probably going to be like 90, 85 hours. I'm only at 9 hours, almost 10 hours with a level 101, so yeah, obviously what's that? Okay, some email. I obviously haven't played this long enough to have that sort of hours, which is what I was saying before. That's a console command, which is it's player dot set level, I believe. I believe that is the command, or is it or is it give level? I think it's set level and then say 120. Yep, it's set level. There we go. So that's the command. If you want to level yourself up with console commands, that's the command that you're gonna write. You're gonna write player.set level space what level you want. Let's see if this wrecks my game and go 500. It does it. Okay. Okay, it somehow works. Okay, I won't do that. I will go back to 101. Nope. Oh, you can't. Oh, that's right. It's I think if this command works, it would be minus 499. Let's try that. No. It'd be minus 399. No, it won't work. Okay. So when you're using, will it crash the game? Maybe I just crashed the game. I know doing the minus levels is, like it says, we do not support leveling the player down. It does occasionally crash the game. If this crashes the game, I'm just gonna stop because we're at like 2 hours. It may crash the game actually. Either the game has crashed or the game has frozen. I think we may have frozen the game, which is why they recommend you don't do that. So I might have just frozen the game, which is okay. I have a save already. I have a made save. So it shouldn't really bother me too much that I just crashed the game or froze the game. Actually, let's find out. Let's rapid click. There we go. Yep, I froze it. I completely froze the game. That's what that tells me. That's what that thing tells me. Is I completely froze the game when I clicked on minus levels. But yes, that's pretty much where this is going to go. This was just a test for myself more than anything else because I uploaded a ship build to YouTube and I could only just hear myself making a commentary over the or under the game sound, so I had to basically turn all the game sounds down. I had to basically record this video to test to see if my voice will be louder than the game sounds are, and if they are, then I know that I can just re-record like this and I can re-record a lot of videos, because the next set of videos I plan to do over on YouTube is basically go to every single star yard, or what do you want to call them, like the space stations that you can build at, and every single planetary, or known planetary shipping, like towns and stuff like that where you can build at. Go to every single one of them and find out what parts you can get from each one of those, and then build a tiered ship, so a tier A ship with all tier A parts, and then so like weapons, shields, all that sort of stuff, and then a tier B and a tier C, and show what can be found there, and then like roughly how much it would set you back for each tiering, and then kind of like just like mess with the design a little and see if you can make like cargo ships at like tier A versus what you could make at like tier C, which would be that big rig that I just had, that I was playing with just then. Like that big thing is all a tier C, but I would make sure like all the weapons are tier C, all the shields are tier C, basically anything that has a tier listing on it, I would make sure it is a tier C versus a tier B or an A, because sometimes I use, say, like tier B weapons, because the tier B weapons don't use as much power, but sometimes they're more damaging than a tier C. Same thing with engines. Like there are some engines in tier B that push out more power or more raw power than say a tier C does. Like there's a tier C that does like 14 or 15,000 damage, and then there's a tier B that does like 20,000 damage or 20,000 power or thrust. And it's like, well, how is it a tier B is pushing out more thrust than a tier C is when tier C is like endgame tiering? And I've also noticed that certain things are either locked by skills or they're locked by level. So your player has to be a certain level before certain parts open. So I would basically probably do a reiteration on each one of them, find out what level cap it is that certain parts open at, and then basically either add that to the video somewhere in there, like over, do a, like a voiceover or something like that on it, or write it in the, write it somewhere down there, probably in the comments or something like that, and just like pin it so that people know that if they want certain parts that I've got, they have to be a certain level to get said parts with certain skills. But if it's a skill based one, then it will say what skill is required. So say you need, I don't know, like piloting, say like tier, well, okay, so you need piloting tier 3 or level 3 to unlock B class, to be able to fly B class. You need tier 4 to be unlocking C class. So B class and C class, you have to be level 3 and level 4. To get level 3 and level 4, I think it's kills you need. You need to destroy ships, which basically means you need to get into a lot of dogfights. So if you're going to do a lot of dogfights, go get a lot of the other skills needed within that tree. So your ballistic, maybe go down your auto turret tree as well, like your auto turret skill line. Basically, if you want to do like say a pilot build where you're going to be building ships, you're going to be flying ships, you're going to be doing a lot of dogfights and stuff like that, play heavily in the pilot skill tree line. Still do a bit of ballistics as well, because you're going to have to do main story quest unless you console command in cache. But I don't know if console command works on consoles. I know it works PC, so I don't know if it's a PC only thing or if you just need a keyboard to do it, because it's that weird little symbol that's above tab but next to the 1 on the main keyboard. Is that, I don't even know what the symbol is called. I know it has a name and I can't remember what it's called, but that little symbol is the only symbol that responds to console command as far as Bethesda games are concerned. But you push that and then you can start typing your console commands in, and if you know enough commands off by heart, you can basically just type them in. So let's bring up Notepad. I know a few off by heart. Notepad++. Wait for it. Did I double click it enough times? There we go. So if we go, nope, I don't want it. Let's go new. So if you write in player.setav, oops, dot, not comma, dot setav, so that's the start of your thing, and then you go carry weight, so that's, so the player.setav and then carry weight will determine the skill line, which is your carry weight, and then you say have it like 15,000. That's how much carry weight you can have as a character. And then like the other one was player dot, oops, player dot, why do I hit comma? Dot set level, and then say you want a level 50 character. That's what you do. Those two are like ones that I tend to use a lot of. And then you have, what was it? Player.add or player.set? I think it's player, oops, player.set. Is it set or is it add? Or give? Actually, let's find out really quickly, because it's the same thing when you're doing skills. I have a open tab in my phone for this reason. Where is it? It is somewhere up here. Let's go to the very, very, very top. No, I'm not even the right one on my. Place at me. Nope, that's not the one we want. Where is it? Skill IDs. Let's go that one. I know. There's a specific thing that you need to type. It's a specific command. If you don't write that command, it will freak out and it will give you an error message. So if you want to add, okay, so it's add. It's player.add. Oh crap, what is it? To get cash in? I forgot the thing off the top of my head. I don't use it a lot, so it's kind of one of those things that I have kept in there, but but yeah, so if you're doing like perks, say, so you would go add perk, which is your command, and then say you want, I don't know, let's just say persuasion for example, because persuasion does come in handy in this game. So say you want persuasion, you would then go 0022 EC. I don't know if this is oops. I don't know if this is like it would have to be capital letters. I don't know if it's case sensitive. As far as the command is concerned, I don't know if it is. It may be case sensitive, so it's probably best just to have it in capital letters for that reason. But basically, that one is persuasion. So you would basically just enter, go up on the keypad, bring it back up, hit enter again, up, enter 4 times, well, 3 more times, and basically you would get persuasion up to level 4. Basically just go into IGN. That's where I go for all my stuff. So basically you just go IGN.com. It's not a paid site or anything like that, so don't worry about that. It's just where I go for a lot of my stuff, because I usually have a lot of information there. But basically just go IGN if you want codes for Starfield or anything like that, because they've got guides in there as well. Which I would assume are spoiler-free guides, unless you're trying to get a guide for the storyline, then they would be spoiled. They would have spoilers in them, or spoilers in them. But I think it might be either add item for cash. I can't remember. Okay, so if you want to get rid of a perk, so say you wanted to get rid of all 4 levels, you would then go remove perk, I believe it is. Yeah. So say you wanted to, I'm just gonna, okay, it won't let me copy this. Oh, that's why. I was using the wrong key. So Control C. So say you wanted to remove that, you would then write, without my fat fingers doing things, you would then go remove. See if I can spell words. So you would then say type that in, and it would remove any level that you have put in there one by one. So say you wanted to go back down to, I don't know, level 1, because level 4 felt a little bit too cheaty, having level 4 at level 10 or something like that. Because you really have to work that one. You have to persuade people to get more levels of persuasion. And so it kind of feels a little bit cheaty at the start of the game having persuasion on level 4, but hey, persuasion level 4 really helps. But yeah, so like you could have that set up as a level 4 for a certain point in time until you didn't want it anymore, or you wanted to go back to like vanilla, where you have to basically get all your levels put in yourself. You would then basically write player.remove perk and then the perk's number or coding. It's like code basically, which is another reason why I was saying IGN. If you go jump over there, they have all the codes that you need, all the ID numbers, sorry, for each perk, each item you can get. So you can go, so say you want gold, for example. I don't know what its ID number off by heart, but you would basically write player dot add item, and then you would type its ID number in, whatever it is. Let's just say it's like that or something. Actually, I think that's too many. I think that's still too many. Let's go with 22 at the end. So let's just say that is its code. I don't think it is for its ID number. I think I have too many digits in there anyway. Let's say that's its ID number. You would then just write that in, and then I think you write in, say you want like 5,000. You would then type that in at the end, because the first part is just basically telling the game what you want done. The second part is telling what the item is or what the perk is. And then the last part is by how many of. Which is actually really fun to learn behind what makes those things happen. But yeah, so basically that's what you do. So if you're adding items, especially like gold or titanium or something like that, so basically you're running into like a brick wall trying to find titanium, which I am right now. Titanium and tungsten, I'm running into a brick wall because I need titanium, I think it is, or tungsten to build a extractor to get the other one out of the ground. And I'm running into that brick wall where I can't get enough of it out of the ground because I need some other material to get the first miner built so that I can get the other one built. And so yeah, right now I'm basically having to run around to every single shop that sells materials and try and find specific materials that I need so that I can upgrade, or so I can build all those miners on my outpost so that I can start getting a lot of that material out of the ground so that I can then upgrade my on the research table. I can upgrade my outpost skill, I think it is. I think it's under the outpost tree on the research bench. You can eventually get a landing pad for like automations and stuff like that, and so you can start off the game, you get like just a normal landing pad that will just go within the system that you're currently in. Later on, you can get one that will go out of that system and it'll go to a completely new system. And you need helium-3 for that. So basically you're going to need to start with a helium-3 mine, more than likely an iron, copper, and nickel mine. So you're going to want those four as a bare minimum, because a lot of your recipes, and aluminium, sorry. So you're going to want those 5 things as bare minimums if you're going to do outposting as whether it be money or that's how you get all your material. And so you would do that, but if you have no plan on getting any of that out of that system that you're in, don't worry about the helium-3, because the helium-3 is only for the automated shipping when you're doing it out of that system. So say you wanted to set up your main outpost system on, say, Earth in the Sol system, so our system basically. Say you wanted to re-inhabit Earth that is now completely wiped out. I won't go into the why it's been wiped out. If you do the story quest, it tells you. But basically, you could go re-inhabit Earth, because I don't think there's anyone actually on Earth. I don't think there's any settlements on Earth either. But basically, you could go re-inhabit Earth and be like the original re-inhabitor of Earth. If you really wanted to do that. But yeah, so you could do that, and then you would want all your other outposts shipping all the material to Earth. So you would need the helium-3. You would also need the inner system, or the robot one that would take it out of the system. So you would need a helium-3 mine in every system that you're planning to put outposts in to ship all of said system's resources. So you would first have your original outposts that are mining, say, helium-3, and everything else. Like you would have wherever your helium-3 is, you would have that as the shipping port for getting all your materials to Sol. That's where everything would go to. So say you have it on like 3 other planets within that system. You would have all 3 of those planets going to wherever you have your helium-3. And then that one would go from there. It would go to the Sol system, which is where your main hub is. And you would do the same thing for other systems that you have. So, like, some systems don't have some of the tier 3 or the level 3 and level 4 materials in them. So, you will have to go to other systems to go try and find those materials. And so, you would be setting up multiples of outposts. And, like, right now, I can set up another 18 outposts, I think it is. So, as long as I can find outposts, I can make outposts on like 3, maybe 4 if I'm really lucky, different materials that I need, and I do that on multiple different planets within different systems, I can pretty much get all of those outposts to be filled up nicely and not be wasting any of those outposts, so that they're bringing in resources that they need to bring in, but every system will always take up 1 outpost. If you're going to ship it, if you're going to say build the cargo hauler that I built just recently, that, or more, I updated the other hauler looking thing and turn it into that cargo hauler. If you were to basically build that, you could then go to all your different systems that you have, so then you could just eliminate the whole need to be mining helium-3 for taking out of the system. You could just mine helium-3 and leave it in that system, but get all your supplies to 1 outpost, hold them at 1 outpost, so have 1 outpost as basically the warehouse, that when you come down, you can come down, you can transfer everything to your ship, you can take off, and then go to the next system and go pick everything up from that system, and just basically go to all your outpost systems, or all your outpost warehousings, and then go from there and set it up so that you can have like that as your way to do it, so that you don't have anyone else doing it for you. Yeah, like you could really do it any way you want to do it, because that's the upside to like role playing, like sandbox games, like RPG sandbox games, like a lot of your Bethesda games are. It gives you that option to play it however you want to play it. Like, you can be an absolute dirtbag if you want to be, but then you can be an upstanding citizen that never steals, never murks anyone, and it's just like the perfect person that a perfect person would be, but hey, that doesn't exist right now. But you could be the perfect person if that's your roleplay. Or you can be like a space pirate, where you pirate UC ships, you pirate other pirate ships, you pirate every ship you come across. You can do that too if you really want to. Like, the bank ships are the best one to do, because you can get some pretty big credits from them. Like, the best I got was like about 50,000 credits, I think, from 1 bank ship. Granted, I got like a $2,000 bounty on me from UC command system, so every UC SAR system basically wanted me, which was like a 2,000 thing, but hey, they don't take any of that money back from you. So if you do a $50,000 haul from 1 bank ship, you go pay that 2,000 bounty. As long as you have nothing stolen on you or no contraband on you, you keep that money. Like, you lose 2,000, but you get to keep 48,000 of it. So that's a pretty good haul. And then just keep doing that. Just don't destroy the ships. Destroying the ships really makes it expensive. It's a really big bounty. If you destroy every ship you pirate, you can get some pretty big bounties, and sometimes it's not worth it. Because anytime you do pirating, the stuff you pirate is classed as, is auto-classed as stolen. So you have to go to a trade, what are they called? basically one of the trade places. They're found on most planets, and most planets have them basically. Any planet that has a capital city type thing or a starport usually has the trade place that you need to go to. But a lot of those places that have those trade hubs, well, okay, so when you go through those places, they don't usually check you for stolen property, so you can get in no problems. But if the only ones you have near you are, say, UC space, you're gonna have to pay your bounty, and when you get caught and you have to pay your bounty, you lose all of your stolen items. So everything you just pirated, you lose. So it could be like 2 million credits worth of stuff that you just lost. So if you're gonna pirate in, say, UC system, never visit UC system spaceports. Never go there unless you have nothing on you that is stolen. Never go there, because the moment you go there, you lose all your stolen gear, you lose all your contraband. Well, you lose all your contraband no matter where you go. So if you go to any system that scans for contraband, unless you have like the shielded cargo and all that sort of stuff set up, unless you have all that set up, contraband is going to get taken off you no matter what. You can lessen the chance of it happening, but more than likely it's going to get taken off you. So it's best to leave all contraband either at an outpost or go to the Wolf system, go to the space station there, and you can sell all your contraband at that space station because they don't do any checks in that system. So that's where I go to get rid of all my contraband, because none of my characters have gone far enough to care about getting shielded cargoes and the other things that you need to basically hide your contraband in. None of them have done that, so I just can't be bothered. But I think it's Red Mile does it. I know the pirate system does it, but you have to be in good books with the pirates first to be able to get into that system, so you have to do that. You have to go like through the story for like 4 or 5 missions before you get that pirate one open. And then once you get that one open, then you can do that, and then eventually you go join the pirates, and you're buddies with them, and so then you can basically go into their system without getting attacked on sight. But I wouldn't suggest attacking any pirates within that system, because then you're going to turn all of them hostile on you, unless you're really good at fighting. I wouldn't suggest that, because later on in time, they start going up in levels with you, and sometimes they get very, very tanky. And when they get very, very tanky, they get hard to kill. So it's just not recommended, basically. But yeah, so that's pretty much this entire stream. Was just me basically trying to test if my voice would come through over the game sounds or not. I had to basically turn down all my desktop sounds on OBS. I had to turn down the actual in-game sounds as well, because it went from 100% in-game, because it was still loud when I had desktop down, because I could hear it. So it was probably loud in-game as well. And I basically turned it down to 50%, and I'm hoping that that 50% was low enough that I could still be heard over the actual game volume. This was only going to be like a 20-minute test stream, but then I got distracted and went and played for longer. But yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the stream. That was basically where it was going to go. Was me test out my microphone, hope it all worked out for me, and then do that, because this whole microphone setup is brand new to me. I've only had it for about a week, and now I'm basically testing it out to try and do this with my streams and my videos and stuff like that, to actually talk on my videos and my streams, rather than trying to type it out or trying to explain by moving my mouse around the screen and look like a madman and try and hope people get my point across. It doesn't always work, because my brain is completely random. So my way of thinking is not always the way of thinking of other people. So it's sometimes hard to try and get my point across when I'm just shaking my mouth on the screen all furiously and trying to explain with pointing here and then circling there and then looking at, like, hovering over something and then pointing somewhere else. It's really hard without a voice, so this should hopefully make all of that a lot easier. But because I mumble, it might make this a little bit harder, because I don't know how well my mumbles are going to come across, so I may have to record the video and then just voice over the video so that I can have a separate recording of just me talking, and then basically just chuck that into, like, this here, use this video processing there, and then basically add it next to the video line, and then basically mute the video line and have me talking over the video line to explain what's happening, or have some sound from the video line, and then me talking over the video itself to basically explain what's happening, and I just can't be bothered doing that, so I'd rather just make the game side of things lower volume so that when I'm talking live with what I'm doing, it makes it easier, because sometimes my train of thought that I'm thinking of when I'm doing something, I sometimes completely forget what my train of thought even was, or what it could become close to, and then basically just lose track and go, what was I thinking when I did that? Because I don't write anything down, it would make making a script really hard for me, because I don't write anything down, so I can't really make a script for myself to say, hey, this is what I'm going to talk about through this video. So I have to basically just deal with it at the time, which is why I'm doing this, and again, my rambling. This is what I do normally. Even when I'm talking to, say, my mum, I ramble. But yeah, that was pretty much the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Even with all my rambles and my ums and ahs and stuff like that. Because I don't really know what to talk about half the time. I'm not really a talkative person. I do talk to myself a lot, but that's usually only when I'm gaming. I usually talk to myself. Otherwise, I just usually stay quiet. So the whole conversation thing is a little bit hard for me. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy next time I stream, which I don't know when my next stream is, but if you want to watch any of my content and stuff, I'd suggest going over to YouTube. I pretty much just record stuff and then just upload it to there, because some days my internet is really patchy and other days it's really good, so it's kind of like a, will it be good today, will it be bad today, I don't know. Yeah, so I pretty much just started YouTubing more as a main thing, and then just jumping on here every once in a while when my internet is actually really good. But yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm going to end it now. Well, thanks for sticking around for 2.5 hours. I don't know if you were listening to any of this, but hey, thanks for sticking around for 2.5 hours. Yeah, well, hopefully you have a wonderful day, night, or whatever time it is for you. Anywho, yeah, thanks for that, and have fun. Bye.